It's Madden NFL 24. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Steelers and the Browns on Monday Night Prime Time.
Well, the weather not fully cooperating here in Pittsburgh, but that has not stopped Steeler Nation from filling the stands at a rain-soaked Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The second of 2 games tonight. It's the Browns and Steelers underway to wrap up Week 2. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late-season push when we have everyone back. It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now the rookie third-rounder from Tulane, it's Tyjae Spears. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. The Spears with another carry. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under...
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Quickly out wide to Mechie.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
You look at this Steeler defense.
Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Here's Dorsett.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Prescott now from the 50. And this one is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley.
Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
You can look at this Browns defense.
This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass? As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
third down. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll go with a big bank for it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 24-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there on a first down. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Here's Prescott. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Fournette is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got third and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Prescott on third and goal. He'll buy some time right. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Dak Prescott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Let's go back over Dak Prescott's career. 6 rushing touchdowns in each of his first 3 years, but only 1 in each of the last 2 seasons. As a veteran, he's become much more judicious about when it's time to take the ball and go for the end zone.
The point after through the raindrops up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. Cleveland offense making their way out. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. They begin the drive with Hines. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Now Geno. Out right to Bull. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
On the toss, it's Spears.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And Steeler pressured too much here. He's going down. Robert Quinn in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm willing to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now a pass hauled in downfield.
Down the right sideline.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Now Smith. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
On third down, here's Spears.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Fourth down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now out come the Steelers. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Prescott.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. After the interception, here's Smith. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Robert Quinn. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown run in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And it was the visiting San Francisco 40.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Another carry now for Madison. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Here's Prescott. Open man, this is Lewis. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. That one goes for 24 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now Prescott, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Dak Prescott with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. Now Prescott going to change the play. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. Now Spears to begin the drive. Fights loose. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage? They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's Smith now on second down. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with a short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the Steelers' 10-yard line.
This is Hines. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now an audible here into something else.
A first down throw for Prescott. Able to get away.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Prescott. Now this taken in by Downs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now Dak, he's going to mix it up.
On third down, it's Prescott.
And not nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
The Steelers send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now, the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the...
Well, he's got daylight. It's a foot race. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th.
Herbert is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Steeler offense set to regain possession.
This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll go Madison up the middle.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here's Madison running up 1st down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Spears.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First down, Browns.
To throw is Smith. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches.
Here's Smith.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with the offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they get 4 there on 4th and inches. Here's Smith. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Smith's going to throw it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Smith to throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got it at the 15.
And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Smith.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Couple
some extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You have to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
This feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down.
Smith. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Now 1st and goal.
Smith now to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Smith.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison.
And the Steelers have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Prescott.
He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Elliott now to add the extra point. He knocks it through, and it's 35-21. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays.
And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. This is 1st and 10.
One last throw here for Smith. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for Pittsburgh, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.